forever.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to Paradise, Michigan, Genesis, Season 3, Episode 28. I want to break free.
I want to. Sorry, I couldn't.
I was gonna say, I don't know how many of those we get before.
It's so hard.
Before it's not fair
you get 10
use.
Seconds. You got 10 seconds. It wasn't even close. We're good.
Now that it's stuck in everyone's head.
Yeah. Can somebody please keep an eye on the Discord for if Chad's able to show up? I'm not going to be paying attention to the one window for the moment. Carrie, you don't need to pay attention to Discord. You have more important things to pay attention to. As when we were here last, TJ and Rosie were fighting against Ndawa Aki, the shadow creature from not of this world, to quickly find Rosie's body in the mirror world so that she can return. Your last challenge was, of course, you came into a room that was filled with a myriad of Rosies in hospital beds, and you raced against Ndawa Aki until you were able to finally identify, working together, to not only find the real Rosie, but to thwart Ndawa Aki, forcing them to check bodies you had already checked in a brilliant move, simply folding hospital corner a little bit wonky, so you knew, hey, I've already checked this one, but he doesn't know that.
Pretty smart.
From a mechanical point of view, and I say this as a reminder, we have been playing this that I do not tell you the DCs. I will not tell you how many dice to spend. You have to determine if you've spent enough dice and make a decision when you want to stick with your final number before I tell you if you've passed or failed. Carrie, you have 3 power tokens remaining. Per use, I should say, because then it goes to 2 and then it goes to 1. TJ,
is that real quick? Is that 3 instances of me like reaching out to the real world though? I thought that was like slightly different.
Essentially,
it means?
well,
Yeah. Okay.
It means both.
Okay. Okay.
But in this particular trial, you will have 3 dice at your disposal.
Okay.
TJ has 5. Having used a couple attempts in navigating through to this point. The 3 challenges you faced, Rosie, you failed the first one. But you succeeded at the next 2. You increased the final DC initially, but the number by which you've decreased the final DC is exponentially greater than the sorry, I'm confusing myself with math. The final DC is much lower than the base
That would have been.
DC.
Okay.
TJ, you failed 2 of the 4 challenges, raising your base DC. You succeeded at the last challenge, lowering your DC by a number greater than what you increased it by. So you do have a slightly lower than base DC. For this final challenge, as we get into it, and this will, of course, be very narratively heavy, but I will, of course, call for the mechanics. When necessary, you will have... Each of you are going to be rolling against your own DC for your own challenge, as it will be laid out here momentarily. When the time becomes appropriate, as we talked about in the last session, I don't remember if we did it on camera or not, but the other players will have an attempt to basically, as their characters, describe how they are trying to encourage Rosie to fight for her life. In doing so, they will be essentially able to roll 1 power token and add that number to Rosie's total. And then, of course, you've got domain pops at your disposal as well. So picking up narratively where we left off. Rosie, you were looking down at your body, seeing yourself in this bed, pale, unconscious, tubes and wires and IVs and multiple apparatus, breathing machines and heart rate machines and all other kinds of machines that you don't know fully what they do. You just know that they are keeping you alive. You look at your body, Rosie, and you don't know what to do next. You don't know how to take this final step. But you look at TJ, and there's something in TJ's eyes that tells you TJ might have an idea. TJ, you have spent an amount of time in this mirror world that exceeds the amount of time that has passed since you sacrificed yourself to save Jessica when you dragged Anne in here. Time moves differently in here than it does out there. In your time in here, you got to know this place quite well. You got to know the heart of the mirror world. In fact, you were holding it within your grasp, physically maintaining this in a way that was preventing both Anne and Ndawa Aki from escaping. And now that 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 100 years ago, you let go of this force of energy. The mirror world has been collapsing behind you as you race to this point. Even now, you can sense around you that the world that you've grown to know is growing exponentially smaller as this dimension collapses in upon itself. You do not have much time in which for you and Rosie to attempt to escape this place. You see, both of you, having made its way through the remaining Rosies and realizing the trickery you had beset upon it, Ndawa Aki towers over the other side of the bed from the two of you and immediately reaches down towards Rosie's body, and you see, as if striking a glass dome, boom, 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 boom. Ndawa, in fact, raises both hands, slamming down as he tries to get into you. You hear it again and again. Something is preventing Ndawa Aki from making a connection to your body, and he stops. And in this shadow form that looks like a humanoid shape, but with trails of smoke, Ndawa Aki begins to pace back and forth like some sort of caged animal, watching the two of you, waiting to see what you do next. What would you like to do?
I would look over at TJ and I would just be like, what do we do?
I think I have an idea. You know when I reached out to Coop,
Yeah.
it like built this, almost like this bridge with that connection between us. When we talked, when you were pissed, and remember, and when you were pissed, we built that connection. We need to do that.
Okay.
So
And-
I'm like, looking up at him and I'm like, but we need to do it fairly quickly, but we can't skimp on it. Okay? I need you to do exactly what I say.
Sure. Whatever.
Do you trust me?
I guess I have to right now, man.
We've got, and I look at her and I take her hand and I say, we still got a deal, right?
And I guess I would pull my hand back and I would spit in my palm and hold it out to you.
I do the same. I'm like, okay. All right, so I need you to put your hands like this. No, not you, but you. You and you, not you, but you. So I'm like pointing at your body, like you hold her hand.
And I move Bed Rosie's hands like that.
Okay. So I take a deep breath. I'm like, okay, calm the fuck down. Calm the fuck down. She's fucking got everything on you here, so calm the fuck down.
You're talking out loud again.
Fuck shit. Okay. So, all right, we need to build this bridge. And I put my hands over top of yours. And I close your eyes. I need you to tell me something. And every detail that you give me is going to build this bridge stronger. So if you give me some lame ass fucking not very detailed thing, this bridge is going to suck. So I need something strong. So I want you to think of, if you're going to let go of this, that they're going to have to kill you to make you let go. Okay?
Sure. What do you want me to memories?
So what I need you to do, and I need you to be as detailed as possible, smells, music, everything that you can possibly fucking think of. Okay. I need you to tell me something. Memory, something that you want to happen, anything like that. But it's got to be something that they would have to kill you to let go. Do you understand?
No.
Be
What?
detailed.
Just
Or
any
it's
memory?
not going to work. Anything that you still feel strongly about, whether it's something you want to happen, whether it's something that's already happened, I don't care, but make it detailed.
Detail.
Okay?
Yeah.
Smells, fucking temperature, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Clouds in the
Okay.
skies,
I know it.
everything.
I know. It was the dance.
Okay,
It
so
was the
I'm like,
dance.
okay, close your eyes.
Okay.
Tell me every fucking thing. Do not leave anything out.
Okay.
This is what's going to strengthen the connection. Nothing
Okay.
left out.
Okay. So
And he becomes silent, and
yeah.
he squeezes your hand to tell you to begin.
Okay. So it's the dance, and I go in, and we were one of the first ones to get there. We were early, and I rode with Billy and with Jessica, I thought, and she'd help me get ready, and I was still pretty nervous, but she said that I should just try to act like I was confident, but I was still pretty nervous, and I don't ever feel good in a dress, and I could feel because I can feel air on my legs, and as soon as I walked in the gym, and it was cold. It was too cold in the gym because we were the first ones there, and it smelled it didn't smell like it smells during a basketball game. It smelled like dust. It smelled like the way it smells in the summertime when there's nobody there, and when there hasn't been anybody there for a month, and that's the way it smelled that night. But there was music, and there were lights. The lights were on already, and there were streamers, and there were only a few people there, and Carrie Fenton came up and took a picture, and then I couldn't see anything for a second because it was dark, and with the flash and all, and I was still pretty nervous, and I just wanted to get away. I just wanted to hide in a corner and just disappear into a corner into the dark, and then I saw Laz over at the punch table, 'cause he was in trouble. And then I remember, I won't ever forget it. I remember it's like my heart slowed down. And I went over to him, and my shoes didn't feel so uncomfortable anymore. And I went over and I tasted the punch, and it like stung my mouth because it was spiked. And the rest of that night, I remember I felt just like my shoes didn't hurt my feet anymore, like I was floating. And I remember a lot of Cyndi Lauper music, and Jess won the Homecoming Queen. And I don't remember the last time before that, and I don't remember a time after that I've been that happy. And I kind of, at Rosie, like, opens her eyes and looks back at TJ at that. And just like, is that good enough?
He doesn't answer you. You can see that he opens his eyes, and his eyes rolls up in the back of the head as he's focusing on everything that you said, and he's combining that with his own as he thinks about Jess and the way that she made him feel, and how that he couldn't wait to hear from her in the mirror, and how he felt when he figured out that they could talk in different mirrors, and watching Goonies and laughing, and just, and those two things combine. And he opens his eyes, and he looks at you, and he says, "Okay, I need you to be focused. Are you ready? I need you to repeat after me, okay? I'm going to tell you something to say, and we're going to say it 3 times.
Okay.
And then we're going to start running for our fucking lives. Okay?
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
I want you to say, I am Rosie Gunnarsson.
I'm Rosie Gunnarsson.
And I am fucking unbreakable.
And I'm fucking unbreakable.
2 more times.
I am Rosie Gunnarsson, and I am fucking unbreakable. And I am Rosie Gunnarsson, and I am fucking unbreakable."
At that, back in the Nexus Labs medical wing, Laz, Billy, Jessica, Ann, Coop, Oak, you all see as Rosie's heart rate increases for the first time in a while. The heart rate increases, and other machines start beeping a little more significantly, and there's an involuntary shudder of Rosie's body. Back in the mirror world. TJ, this is it. You are attempting to create a bridge between the mirror world and Rosie's body, a way of escape. Your DC has been set and adjusted via your challenges. You will be using power tokens to attempt to hit this DC without knowing what it is. You have 5 power tokens at your disposal. Begin rolling
Ready?
your dice.
God damn it. God
4.
4 on
So-
1. Got it. 4 on 1.
6.
So that's
10
a
on 2.
explosion.
10 on 2.
That's an explosion if
Oh,
it's a 6.
6 again.
That's 2 explosions. We're 12 on 2. Or, well,
16 on 2.
So a total of 14 on that one.
so 18 total.
So I got 662. Yep. On how many is that?
Yep. So
Whew,
you're
sweet.
18 on 2.
Yep.
All right.
Jesus Christ, man.
5.
23 on 3.
23 on 3.
5 again.
28 on
28
4.
on 4.
6
An explosion.
34 on 5. Oh, wait.
and 4.
38 on 5.
There you go, Rosie. Good luck.
So,
Jesus Christ, thank you. Oh my God.
so
Oh my God.
you sound pretty confident that 38 beats
No.
the DC.
I'm open.
No, that's pretty fucking good, man.
TJ, your power token total decreases by 1.
And
You-
I think that. Oh, go ahead.
As you concentrate, well, as you concentrate on this and you pour all of this combined anchoring that you've done through sensory memory with yourself and Rosie, I want you to describe the bridge that forms between you and the mirror world and Rosie's body.
Okay. You see, as we're standing on what looks like the land, and we're looking over this water, and in the distance, you can see the land on the other side, and it's quite the distance between the two. And as this bridge starts forming, you see the pavement start going over the water, and you see the steel being erected like instantaneously in front of you. And you see a suspension bridge that's green
Oh my
going
God.
across the water. And you see that there is a green grate in the middle that you can see through. And there's rails that are about waist high with wires going up to the giant towers that meet it. And you can see this bridge. Obviously, you know exactly what this bridge is. This is the Mackinac Bridge. Probably one of the most distinct figures in Michigan. And this is representing the distance that we have to get across to make sure that it is there. I think I look at you. Go ahead.
You see, as you've described this, what moments ago was you two standing in front of Rosie's bed. It's like imagine the camera sort of zooms in close and then just suddenly goes, and your body is suddenly 5 miles away on the shores of the Upper Peninsula. As you see the bridge that has been literally constructed through these powers that TJ is wielding, as he has constructed what looks like a tangible Mackinac Bridge, the longest suspension bridge in the world. And you look at her and you say,
That was a lot of detail that you gave me. And I stick my fist out. You ready?
Yeah.
Oop, where is it? There it is.
Yeah, man.
So, I kind of look back at him and go, this isn't gonna not gonna hold him forever. We need to fucking go. And he starts running.
I run too.
And Dawaki looks confused for a moment because Rosie's body is no longer there. And as the two of you take off running across this suspension bridge, you're a couple 100 yards when you hear Ndawa Aki realizes he can interact with the bridge too.
Oh God. Oh,
you are now
God.
racing Ndawa Aki across the bridge to get to your body, Rosie. Rosie, you have 3 dice at your disposal. You have a DC that you need to hit.
Oh.
You are not going to roll all 3 at one time. I'm going to have you roll your dice one at a time at different points as you're crossing this bridge.
Okay.
I would like one of you to hold on a moment as I bring up the placeholder window for summoning ritual.
While we initiate chat, check us out on redbubble.com. At redbubble.com, we got all kinds of great logos like the one I'm wearing, the one Jeremy is wearing, and so many other cool ones. Oh, and the one Craig is wearing. How about that? You can get logos for this cool game or for any of your fantasy games. You can get our logos on t-shirts, tank tops, hoodies, mugs, stickers, postcards, pillows, and all kinds of other cool stuff. There's almost always a deal at redbubble.com, especially if it's your first time shopping with them. So check us out today at redbubble.com. I'm gone, but I'm really still here. I'm like a ghost. How about that? So check us out today at redbubble.com. There I am. Just search beneath the rain domain. Oh my God, it's the witness protection program.
Welcome,
it's like on Dateline. It's like,
it's the guy from Fox News.
playing the part of Oak is Chad.
Yeah. Oh my God.
All I could do in that moment is
hiding.
all I could do in that moment is just run. I had no idea.
Sorry. Bye.
I would like...
I love it.
It sucks because I'm like, it's really pretty behind me, but now you just won't see my face on it.
This is better. Don't take off your baseball cap. This is perfect.
This is better. This is the way it should be.
All right. I would like one of you in the real world to please roll me a d20.
I got it. That's a 5.
All right. Rosie and TJ, you begin running across this bridge that you know from your family trips to here, maybe from your lessons in school, just gleaned knowledge as a Michigander, that the bridge of the Mighty Mac is 5 miles long from end to end. So you know you've got a ways to go. You feel the presence of Ndawa Aki. You turn to look back.
Hate that for me.
Storm clouds are roiling in the sky above you. And you realize that Ndawa Aki is no longer a humanoid shape running behind you on the bridge. The storm clouds collide like two fronts moving together, and in a clash of thunder and lightning, you see as they take on a massive godlike humanoid shape as Ndawa Aki peers down at you from the heavens above.
Jesus Christ.
And raises a fist, swinging it down at the bridge.
Oh my God.
Rosie.
Does the bridge like shudder?
The entire bridge shakes and shudders. Rosie, roll the first of your 3 d6s.
Okay, here I go. 2.
2. As Ndawa Aki strikes the bridge, it creates ripples of motion across its surface, and TJ, you notice as Rosie, stumbles.
Ugh.
I think that he's gonna stop and turn around because he was obviously ahead of her. So he stops, turns around, runs back to her, and picks her up and goes, "Come on, let's go."
Yeah, I obviously like get to my feet and try to keep running.
Don't give up.
I don't.
You don't realize this. You don't realize how far you've gone in what felt like maybe a quarter mile, when suddenly you look up and you realize you are passing beneath the first of the giant supports of the Mighty Mac.
Oh my god. Let's go.
Somebody other than Jeremy, roll me a d20.
Am I supposed to roll on that as well as for me running, or?
Yes, you're rolling a d6s as well.
Okay, I ended up with a 5.
With a 5?
I have a 12.
A 12
Thank
on the
you, Dad.
d20.
Thank you, Dad. Thank you, Dad. Oh my god, Dad, thank you.
Lightning,
I don't know. I don't know what I'm rolling for. So 12 might
like
be.
it's-
as
Yeah,
you
12 is good.
pass
12 is
as you pass beneath the first of the two giant supports of the Mackinac Bridge, lightning arcs down from the support and begins striking the ground in multiple places around the two of you. You pass through it as the lightning is also arcing down from the second support. All around you, this area between the two supports is filled with electrical surges that you are dodging and moving around, but you see that Ndawa Aki is also struggling, as in this massive form it could not pass through the support, and you see as smoke billows and spills down onto the bridge, and one section of it starts to roil and move quickly and separate and becomes this humanoid shape, almost looking like a slow motion man on fire, except entirely made of smoke and shadow trailing behind, as Ndawa Aki is running and does not seem terribly concerned about the lightning. Roll me another d6.
Okay, here I go. 4.
I got a 3.
Each of you, before you can reach the second support, a lightning bolt arcs down from the supports, striking, you're not sure which one of you first, but it begins to arc back and forth between the two of you as you run, creating a Jacob's ladder of electricity, dancing back and forth between the two of you.
Cool. We're like Sonic and Knuckles.
I would like you each to describe what thought enters your mind that weakens your resolve.
We fucking 4. Oh man. I think Rosie's thoughts go back to like those terrible visions of like that Ndawa Aki clearly formulated of like Jess calling her a loser and Coop saying that she was like a loser, and like that, and Oak saying like there's maybe a reason that she's like lonely, and like and that's intermixed with like things from like her original life, like the incident with Claire, like that set forth this whole thing, and just the constant feeling of being different. So like while this whole thing with Andawa Aki's like the faceless thing was established to be false, there is like a kernel of truth in those feelings, at least in Rosie's mind. And so they kind of start to intermix with things that Rosie really has heard, and that just shakes her confidence, kind of her resolve, like you said.
I think for TJ is every step that he's taking when he's running, you can hear the contents in his pocket, which is his mother's pill bottle. So every step that as he's running, you can hear.
Ooh.
Back in the Nexus Laboratories, in Rosie's room, all of you standing around Rosie's bed, you see Rosie's heart rate dip and then spike, and Rosie begins to convulse in the bed. Rosie is fighting for her life. I would like each of you to begin to think about, but not yet do. Each of you is going to have an opportunity momentarily to describe what you say or think or pray or otherwise will to assist in this fight. Rosie and TJ, you hear as the lightning arcs between the two of you back and forth until it reaches your feet and hits that grate. You suddenly hear behind you,
That's louder than it was. That feels like it's louder than it was before.
as it catches up to you, reaching out for you, specifically reaching out for you, Rosie. And you, yes, Tamiko, you pass through, you break free of the lightning as it hits the grate and suddenly strikes Andawa Aki, causing it to stumble. And you pass through the second of the two giant supports. And you feel the bridge beneath your feet beginning that slow arc downwards towards the other side, towards the upper peninsula. Rosie, I need you to roll your third and final die.
3. Do I get to spend pops on these? Should I be spending pops on these? Is this an option?
Not yet.
Okay.
Your total that you have rolled with these 3 dice is 9. What'd you get, TJ?
I got 8 more.
8 more?
I exploded once, and then got a 2.
Okay. As you're running,
Remarkable.
I would like Chad, Tamiko, or nope, Chad or Tamiko, one of you roll a d20.
I got you. What is that? That's a 12.
Reroll. 12 was already rolled. Reroll.
Presumably it's a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4.
Nine. Thank you.
I'm
It's a
sorry.
19.
What is that?
Nico over here using tiny dice. You're like,
Right? I'm sorry, that was just funny.
Behind you,
Damn it, I used my Greek dice. I can't read them.
No.
behind you, Andawa Aki, having been slowed down momentarily by the lightning as it arced through the grate, uses his shadow form to pass through the grate And imagine cinematically seeing the bridge from a side view as the shadow spills down and then begins moving rapidly across the bottom of the bridge. As he does so, the fog collecting on the surface of the Straits of Mackinac, where Lake Michigan and Lake Huron collide, they add to his form.
Oh, man.
And you see as he's catching up to you and running underneath you, he begins pulling chunks of the bridge away, tearing at it, trying to destroy the bridge, trying to hold you back. And TJ, you look over, and Rosie seems to have slowed down. And you see that Rosie, it's almost like the pavement of the bridge has become liquefied. Rosie's feet are sticking to the pavement, to the asphalt, and you realize she might not make it. Before you do anything, I would like to go back into the hospital room, where Rosie suddenly convulses violently, and then her heart rate drops precipitously. So much so that you see on the heart rate monitor, bloop, bloop, and then a long flat line, and then bloop, bloop. She is struggling. I would like each of you to tell me what you do, and then roll, or say, or think, or whatever it is in this moment, and then roll me a d6.
So, I think of everyone in this room, probably Billy has the weakest connection with Rosie. We've never seen eye to eye. We've fought over different things. But Billy still cares for everyone in this room. And he still feels shame, and it's never truly come to resolution of when he wolfed out for the first time and came after Rosie. I don't know how anyone else would perceive this, or how it even helps. He doesn't have the words to really say it out loud, but he's looking back and forth between the monitor and Rosie lying there. Yeah, he's, up until this time, he's, probably still been like holding hands with Anne and, probably like, leaning shoulder to shoulder. But in this moment, like, he finds himself as this little island, and he focuses on different moments throughout our I hate to say, our little journey together of this whole group of friends. And he's finding, those moments, those memories that he can attach, that all of us truly connected. This forced friendship, that spans a number of years, a range of ages that shouldn't really be friends, and yet we are drawn together by these outside forces. And he tries to send this energy, like, just he's not like, trying to send it like thrusting forward, but he's trying to send this in a wave of positive energy, and with just a whispered breath that comes out as a complete polar opposite to the emotions he's experienced, but he does whisper, thinking on that moment of the beach under the moonlight as he says, "I'm sorry." And I rolled a 6. Does it explode?
It does explode.
Oh my god.
That is a total of 10.
Okay.
Oh.
Who's next?
I can go.
Okay.
You should go last, Les.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's probably right.
Yeah, if Chad or Tamiko are ready to go.
I think I am. I think I got
Okay,
it.
good.
Can you guys hear me well enough? I just want to make sure
Yeah.
before I start. Okay, good.
We also
I've got
just
these
saw
different-
you, so you can't be in witness protection anymore.
I got okay. Well, that's good. So I think that Oak this entire time has been kind of trying to hold that heartbeat, and when he can't, I think he does. There's a moment where between him and Jessica, he looks at Jess, and then he shoots a look over to Laz, and he does not want to disappoint Laz. Like, the last thing he can think about is if the thing that's keeping her alive, if he fails, then he not only fails Rosie, he not only fails everybody, but he fails Laz too. And so his thing now is, how do we fix this? And I feel like there's this moment where I'm listening to that heart rate drop, and I start listening to Laz's backbeat that we go into, and you hear him start to actually, I think you hear him sing. I do. I think you hear him sing that song that he had planned to work with Laz on to sing it. But he's very timid and very shy about it. So he's not singing it very strongly, but he is singing it. He's hoping that she'll hear him. And it goes, "Rosie, you're not alone. The bases are loaded. It's time to come home. I'll be your biggest fan. I'll be here holding your hand. If I told you to swing away just so we could get away, would you believe me?" And that was going to be something that I think him and Laz had planned on doing together, but in this moment, it just comes out. It just comes out of him, and he's like gripping Jessica's hand and being like, "We can't give up. We can't." So like, I think there's this way where he's trying to create like a metronome, a pentameter, to create that level of keeping her heart rate going. So he's going to continue just to sit there and sing that, even if it's just the chorus. He's going to sing that, and I'm going to hope that on the back end of that, she'll hear it through whatever's going on, and that will be able to guide her toward the goal.
Roll a d6.
So what do I need to roll? D6s? Okay.
Just roll a d6.
Okay, sweet. That's a 5. Not
Okay.
great, but it's better than nothing.
Yes, it is.
Coop.
Coop is just going to watch all of this happening and go, "What the hell kind of hospital is this?" and run over and hit the call nurse button. Because it's
God.
wild, nobody has yet. I looked it up. They didn't have code blue buttons yet. So
Amazing.
Coop can't call the code, but he hits the call nurse button and waits for a response, and then goes,
There is no
okay,
response.
maybe if everybody says something good and sportsy to Rosie, it'll bring her back. Like, hey, wow, look, Rosie hit it out of the park at the first down, and there's nothing but net, and we're going into sudden death overtime. Because Coop understands sports as well as Tamiko does.
I mean, Coop should. He's a mascot.
He's not paying attention to any of that.
That was my point. I don't think the mascot's paying attention.
He just waits until people cheer and then like cheers with them because that's, you know.
You said roll a die?
Roll a d6.
4.
Now, before Laz goes, I want you to know I have rolled for Anne and Jessica. Both of them exploded. Anne rolled a 9, Jessica rolled an 8.
Oh my god.
It will be up to Jessica if she tells you all what she was thinking. And Anne is not going to tell you what she was thinking either.
Because
But-
Anne's a bitch.
But they're helping.
Okay.
Are you calling Anne a bitch? Next to Billy, she
no,
got the
she's
highest
helping.
roll.
No, she's helping. She's fine. It's never mind.
Anne got a
It's
9, Jessica got an
yay.
8 total.
Yay, Anne.
Which
This is
leaves
the Anne redemption arc, okay? Like,
It is, yeah, okay.
which leaves Laz.
So I think whenever he sees her convulse, his first instinct is to rush to the bedside. But he stops and he realizes that this is not merely a normal struggle for life or death. There is something metaphysical at work here, like it's so much in Paradise. And so he knows that he just simply has to trust the process. And he is instead going to pull that guitar once again, and matching as Oak is singing, he's going to play the accompanying music that he had written to go with it. But he's making sure that he is kneeling down over that tile that he found that resonates the best in this room. And he's playing basically at this tile. And as he is moving his fingers up and down the fretboard and strumming the keys, he is using his power to put all of the acoustic sound waves that he had been absorbing into his playing, basically amplifying the music without a speaker.
Amazing. Roll your d6.
Okay. Here we go. Okay. Respectable. That's 5.
Hey, yeah.
So, you all rolled 10, a 5, a 4, a 5, a 9, and 8.
That's so many. That's so much. That's a lot of numbers.
A lot
Well-
of really good rolls in that.
What I've done is taken all of those. The total is 41. And divided it by 6 because there's 6 dice rolls that were at play there. 6 people. Coming up with a 6.83 repeating, rounding to 7.
Oh.
Which means, Rosie, your 9 turns to a 16 as you are struggling and you almost feel like this last section of bridge is the hardest section. When you begin to hear music, you begin to hear Laz's guitar playing, you begin to hear Coop calling out.
Yay,
Strange strange sports sounds.
from the
You
ether.
sense the ferocity both of spirit and of regret coming from Billy. You sense whatever it is that Anne and Jessica added to this. And you hear Oak's voice blending with the music of the guitar. This seems to enrage Ndawa Aki. And TJ, you look at Rosie. She might make it, but it's not certain. And
Oh.
there's one other thing that you realize in this moment, TJ. You look at Ndawa Aki. You look at Rosie And you can see, coming from the other side of the bridge, trails of light and energy, carrying with it the sounds that Rosie's also hearing. You can tell that on the other side, her friends are pulling for her. On the other side, where Rosie's body lies. Rosie's body waits for Rosie. And you realize, TJ, only Rosie can cross. And if Ndawa Aki isn't stopped, he might cross with her.
Oh,
What do you do?
No, no.
I think as she's slowing down, I look at her and I say, stop, just a sec. I need you to take this for me. And he reaches his hand out to yours, and he puts in your hand. He puts the necklace that Jess did not take, that he still had, and he puts it in your hand. And he says, "You still got a deal, right?"
I look at him and Rosie, it slowly dawns on her what this means, and she like looks at him and she's like, "No, come on, we'll figure out a way. Come on. We'll figure it out as soon as we get off the bridge."
Hey, don't worry about it. I know another way out.
You do?
Got you. Don't worry about it. And he goes, tell you what. And he reaches over and he gives her a hug and he says, "Good luck." He says, "And if there's a play at the plate, you Pete Rose that motherfucker."
That's bitchin'. That is the coolest thing that's ever happened.
And then you feel him grab a hold of your bat.
Mhm.
I'm gonna borrow this, okay?
It's all yours, man. It's all yours, man.
No fucking run.
And I do. Rosie doesn't wait another half a second. She fucking goes.
And he turns around and he starts walking back toward Ndawa
What a
Aki with the bat.
stud. What a badass. Oh, TJ.
Rosie, as TJ handed you the locket and took your bat, as he gave you a hug, while you were rolling dice, TJ was rolling dice. Your 16 now becomes a 32.
Oh my god.
As all of TJ's power tokens that he rolled crossing the bridge, the numbers that he rolled, totaling 16, are transferred to you.
You're kidding.
As you cross the final distance, you look back?
I think I would. Like, it's almost instinctive. Like, she can't help herself. I think there's a small part of her that, like, believes that maybe TJ does have a plan. And, like, maybe she's about to see the most badass thing she's ever seen in her life. And she turns around and she, like, as she gets off the bridge, I imagine she does that, like, skid to a stop thing. And, like, turns and looks.
TJ, what is the last thing Rosie sees?
You see him close his eyes and concentrate. And as his mind goes to Jessica, he kind of has a single tear that rolls down, and as he approaches Ndawa Aki, he phases into Andawa Key and phases himself into the bridge.
In this moment, Rosie, you see TJ using Jessica's psychic ability to phase through things. As this plays out, what you see is TJ baiting Andawa Aki, swinging the bat. Andawa Aki, with both hands, grabs the bat. That's all TJ needed. Was contact. As Andawa Aki holds on to the bat, stopping him from striking him, TJ wraps himself around this shadow creature and begins to phase at the feet, allowing himself to phase down through the bridge, falling backwards into the pavement and the grate, pulling and embedding both himself and Andawa Aki. And as you go to take that last step off the bridge, you watch as the farther of the two support towers, you see the suspension cables going ping, boom, boom, ping, boom, boom, as that collapses. And the bridge begins to tumble and collapse as it gets to the second tower and begins getting closer and closer to TJ. And right before TJ and Andawa Aki disappear from sight, you are suddenly pulled backwards.
Oh, Craig!
You are suddenly pulled backwards into the real world. You all watch as Rosie's body convulses one more time and then begins to sputter and cough and choke as she involuntarily grabs at the tubes, pulls the tube out of her mouth, gasping for breath, and suddenly kind of settles back down. Rosie, you open your eyes. You look through blurry vision at first, blinking your eyes. You look up and you see Billy standing vigilant. Nearby, holding onto Billy's hand, you see Anne. And I feel like in those moments of convulsing, you do see
Maybe.
Jessica stepping away. You don't actually see Jessica's hand, and I forgot that she was grabbing your heart. You see Jessica sort of stepping back, but staying near the bedside.
I imagine during one
And-
of the convulsions, Jess probably like freaked
Yeah,
out a little bit.
you-
I feel, you know, as the tube is coming out of Rosie's throat, that there would totally be an ooh here.
Yeah. You see and hear the last trailing notes as Oak finishes singing the song. You see Coop without his mascot costume on, but nonetheless doing one of the mascot dances from the big game. And then you look and you see at the end of the bed, standing there in a dark t-shirt and jeans, wearing Chuck Taylors, dark hair with a white streak in it, holding an amazing, incredibly looking, almost futuristic looking guitar. You see a handsome boy that you have never seen before in your life. You don't know who this boy is that's standing at the foot of your bed.
No! This is the This is the cost.
This is the cost.
Oh, fuck
You
yourself.
you made the decision to sacrifice everything for him. And the cost is, now that you are in the real world, you have no memory of Laz.
I am gonna cry.
Evil dude. That's evil.
I'm gonna fucking cry.
Rosie, welcome back to the real world. What would you like to say or do?
Oh my god, hold on a sec. I think, yeah, Rosie is just like laying there and like like looking around confused and like not trusting this exactly at first, because like it could be a trick, it could be a fucking test, like, you know, it's been like psychological torture on the other side, and it's like, guys, hey, Billy, Coop, Oak, Jess, Anne. Who's your friend?
I think he's hugging you very intimately at this point.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I kind of, I like, ow, 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 ow.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Hey, is there anything that you need? Can I get you anything?
And Rosie looks
I'm
at
so
you.
happy to see you.
Rosie's like crunching up her eyebrows and just says, I mean, I would kill for a tab.
You got it. Yeah. Whatever you need.
How about we not use words like kill on the precipice of you coming back to life?
I've got it, Laz. You stay here. Coop runs out of the room and goes to raid some little fridges in the administrative offices.
And Rosie is just kind of like, her brain is still kind of catching up, it feels like. And it's like,
I think he kisses her.
and I kind of like, you feel a hand on your chest, Laz, and you feel her like push you away and be like,
Oh,
what the fuck?
sorry. No, you're right.
Billy, can you get him out of here?
Hey, hi.
Wait, what do you mean, get him out of here?
Like, get him out of the room. Look, this fucking pervert just kissed me.
Hey,
It's your boyfriend.
hey,
My
there's
what?
a lot to explain.
What?
W-
Billy is legitimately confused. Like, why would you not want him here?
Oh, it's all right. Like I'll step outside. He's gonna pick up his guitar and his bag, and he's gonna leave the room.
I wait for him to leave the room. And as soon as he
think
does,
Oak-
I'd be like, would I know that they are brothers, Oak and Laz?
That's a good question.
Or would I know Oak has a brother? Or like what's
You
the-
have no memory of Laz. So anything that would connect Laz to anybody else or anything
Okay,
that you've
just-
done in your entire history together for 3 seasons, you have lost it all.
Shit. And I'm just like, as soon as Laz gets out of the room, I look at Billy and Jess specifically, no offense, littles, but like, I just go like, who the fuck is that?
That's Laz? You guys have kind of sort of been dating for a while?
I literally don't know that person. I sure as shit haven't been dating him.
I look to Oak, who's like mucked around with time. And I look to Coop, who's, done all kinds of, paranormal weird shit.
Coop's not there. I literally ran out of the room.
Oh, that's
Coop
right.
is
My
gone.
apologies. My apologies.
Coop is getting me a tab.
I look to Jess and Anne, who I imagine they just kind of like give a shrug
Oh.
before I look back to Rosie and like, all right, maybe it's trauma from whatever this is.
No.
Trust us. You
I
know
know
who I am.
you. I know you.
Well-
I know Oak. I know Coop. I know Ann. I know Jess. And I know those two.
Well,
And
The-
TJ was there. TJ was there on the other side, and he helped me back. And I kind of look again. I try to look like, you know, the old sales trick where you look at somebody right here and it looks like you're looking them in the eye. I kind of am trying to do that so Jess and Ann can't tell what I'm looking at. I'm like, TJ was there.
Okay. Do I have to spend a pop to understand that she's not knowing which one's which?
Dude, he should just get to do a brains. He should get to do a brains check.
I mean, if you're going to use your ability, it costs you a pop to do it.
But it says to an NPC. I'm trying to like.
Well, no, they're not
Well, she's
NPCs.
like, I know those two. Huh?
They're not NPCs, so no.
Oh, well. All right. Well, I'll just gloss over that then.
Okay.
Do you trust me? Do you trust us?
And upon Billy saying specifically, "Do you trust me?" I kind of you see Rosie like reach out to your hand and like grab your hand, and there's like a bruise where there's been an IV on her hand.
Sure.
And she looks at you and she goes, "Yeah."
Right.
And you really do get a
So-
sense in that moment that like all is forgiven, like that she heard you and that, yeah.
So I let that sink in for like half a second and then be like, all right, digest later. We've got a much bigger problem. I'm not going to try and force anything, but that guy out there cares a lot for you. You have to recover. You have to do whatever, but understand, regardless of whatever you don't do or don't remember, he'd do anything for you.
You said his name is what?
Lazarus.
But we call him Laz.
Correct.
He needs to know not to kiss me again.
I'll talk to him.
And you see Rosie has been kind of like sitting tensely in this bed for the last couple of seconds, and you do see her kind of like take a deep breath and sort of relax.
You need to relax. I'm gonna go talk to him real quick. Oak and Jess, keep her relaxed, keep her calm. If there's anything, Rosie, you need, just holler. We'll do whatever we can. God, and I turn and in full Laz style, before he steps out of the room, this place sucks.
That's amazing. I think as Rosie does like lean back and just sort of like stare at the ceiling for a little bit, not saying anything to anybody, just kind of digesting this. And then she kind of like, her head sort of like rolls over Oak and she looks at you and she just kind of like nods and just says, "You've got a really nice voice, man."
Thanks. He stops himself and he looks at her. He goes, "Hey, I know you just woke up. I don't want to freak you out. Would it be okay if I hugged you?" "Okay."
And
he
nod.
hugs her back.
And I think you see Rosie like hug him, and then like over his shoulder, I think kind of like so he doesn't see, she like kind of starts crying. She's really held it together more or less this whole time, and like this is such like a letdown, like an adrenaline letdown kind of.
Yeah. So there's a lot that happened, and I'd like to talk to you about it, but I don't want to like fill you with so much information that it's too much to handle. So you can tell me whatever you want to know. You can ask me the questions you want to know, and I'll give you the answers that I do know. First thing I think you should know is, at least here, right now, and hopefully forever, the guy that you just kicked out of the room, Laz is also my brother. And he's a nice guy. He's always been a nice guy, and I would never. I'm just so glad to have you back. And I'm so glad to have you here. There's a lot to explain, and way too many versions of everything that happened to explain it all here. But we're gonna get you out of this bed. What's the first thing you want to eat?
I want a cheeseburger.
Okay, cheeseburger. We can do that. We'll get a cheeseburger, and then
and fries with vinegar.
And
on
fries.
them.
Okay, got it.
And a milkshake.
Okay.
And then maybe some more fries.
As many fries as you want. And you can see genuinely, like, Oak is there is that light moment where Oak's like, this changes everything. This is an opportunity of change. Like, there is that moment where Oak's like, maybe, but then he realizes, like, no, that would be absolutely like not the way to go about it. So he's like, no. I want to walk her gently through this, because this is an absolutely torturous transition. So he goes, okay, so I'll sit here. You just lay down. Do you want me to start, or would you like help taking some of these monitors off, I guess, if you don't need them?
I'm gonna let them do that, Oak.
Okay.
I just want to lay here for a little bit.
Okay, no problem. And I think he'll go over to the sink and he'll get you some water. And he'll, like, just sort of sit there with you and hold your hand, and then just wait for you to start asking questions to them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where we're going to shift to out in the hallway.
Perfect.
Where Laz has already headed out. And now, Billy, you have left the room.
Yeah, so I imagine Laz hasn't really gone far. He's probably going through some stuff with, what he's just seen. The wells of emotion based on, her almost dying, her coming back to life. So he's just looking for Laz to kind of talk to him.
I think Laz is pacing back and forth, like across the hall and back, smoking a cigarette with his arms kind of like crossed across his chest.
Which you could definitely
he's
do
kind
in a
of like-
hospital in the 80s.
Exactly.
Legit.
And who's going to stop him?
No.
He's like,
And this
looking
isn't really
down
a
at the
hospital
ground.
anyway.
Exactly. He's like just smoking, like in between puffs. He's just like staring at the ground, almost in the same spot as he's like walking back and forth. I don't even know that he sees Billy approach.
So, like, I'll come up and I'll kind of give you a second to acknowledge the the closeness, the presence, and if you don't, like, hey Laz.
Hey Billy. She's doing okay. She settled down after
She's
was.
recovering, but I don't know if it's trauma, if it's what Andawa Aki did or whatever, but she She doesn't seem to know who you are. It seems like the fates have kind of like keep trying to pull you two apart.
This place, there's a cruelty here, you know? This place sucks.
There's definitely some malevolence for sure. Still want to find out what the hell is behind all of this stuff. I guess it kind of goes without saying since she doesn't really recollect who you are yet, and we're going to get to the bottom of that. She asks, to give her some space. Let's figure this out.
Yeah. I mean, of course. Yeah, I don't want to make her like, uncomfortable or anything. I mean, if she doesn't know who I am, then I just don't know. I don't know how to take that,
How about this? You still care for her, right?
Of course.
Worth fighting for?
Fuck yes.
So you earned her heart, or you convinced her to care for you once. All I gotta do is do it again. You're still you, she's still her. I know it sucks. But
what if I can't?
What if you can't be you? What if she can't be her? Come on. You can't be anyone but you. If she's worth it, and you just said she is, just do it again.
Yeah.
Don't let whatever, and he just kind of like gestures at this place around him, because Billy still believes this building is the center of all of the pain and suffering that we've all been behind, or that's behind all of this stuff. Now, don't let this win. Don't let this destroy what you two had.
Well, even if whatever, even if she doesn't ever feel the same, she's back, at least.
Yes, but you can't think that way. You have to go forward with the expectations that there's a way to set things back to the way that they were. That's the only way to win. Think of it like Rosie would. This is a game, and you're dead set on winning.
I think I'm too much of a realist, but I'm gonna fucking try. I'm gonna kick and I'm gonna scream. I'm gonna punch the whole way if I have to. I'll give her the space that she wants, but if there's a glimmer of hope, then
there absolutely is. Like I said, you've done it before, and honestly, I never would have put the two of you together, but now that you are, you don't look right apart, and I think that it won't be long before she sees it too. You just have to be you.
Here's to that. He takes another long drag on the cigarette. Hey, thanks, Billy.
Of course. This place is all kinds of fucked up, and if we can't stick together, if we can't support each other, then what are we doing?
He kind of looks up and down the halls. One of these days, I'm gonna fucking tear this place to the ground.
Right about then's when the door swings open and treasure hunting Coop comes rolling back into the hallway carrying 2 big boxes from freaking Maniac Pizza with a 6-pack of Tab on top. And he has, hey, you'll never guess what I found in the staff lounge. Did I miss something?
Oh my
Did you use your in-game ability to find junk
Yes,
food?
please go ahead and take a pop, Jake. I took a liberty there.
It is. Hey,
Fucking brilliant.
That is
is
a useful
an
item. That's the
excellent
most
use
useful
of a
item.
pop.
That's maybe the most useful item you've found in this whole campaign.
I found a
2
stack of
pizzas.
pizzas. Fantastic.
What we don't see is that one of the departments is like, everybody, it's Craig's birthday today. I've set something up in the lounge for you.
It's an employee
Surprise!
incentive pizza
Oh.
party.
It's like in
Well, that was a good
Severance.
quarter, everybody.
And surprise! Oh,
There's an IOU from Coop on the table.
So I imagine none of you are going anywhere. So what I would like to do is we're going to have to wait until next time to find out what Anne and Jessica, how they contributed and
Oh,
how they
God.
respond to Rosie's return. But we're going to fast forward a little bit. It is sometime in the night. I don't know which of you stay in the room with Rosie. I don't know which of you are crashing out in a lounge. At some point, way longer than any of you thought it should have taken, nurses come by, and even Dr. Sharp comes by and checks on Rosie and verifies that she's stable, and they want to keep her overnight for observation. But Dr. Sharp does inform you that your healing factor, albeit slowly, seems to be repairing any tissue damage.
hell yeah, let's go.
And confirms through a couple tests that you seem to have, through the process, absorbed Jessica's phasing ability. So make a note that you have access to both phasing and healing factor.
Oh boy.
Sometime in the middle of the night, all of the lights but a few, there's a dim nightlight over the bed, so sort of behind you, the lights of less but still some machinery. Something wakes you up, Rosie. It's that feeling that somebody has entered the room. You can just sense, though they've made no noise, there's somebody there.
I like squeeze my eyes shut, like tight, and then I open them up and I like blink. I'm trying to see if I can see it. You said it's dark in the room, darkish.
Darkish. There's a little bit of light coming from the machinery and a nightlight that's sort of up and behind. And
Okay. Yeah.
as you try to sort of focus and concentrate, the light that's coming from behind detaches itself and moves around to the side of the bed where you can see, bifurcated down the middle,
Oh!
you see a spectral half version of Persephone.
Hate it. Nope.
Her other half just isn't there. It's not like horror where she's like cut in half. You just, if anything, it looks like her one half of her body is sort of trailing these spectral aspects. It's like she's half stepped through a slit in reality. And these like trails of what's the word I'm looking for from Ghostbusters?
Oh. Ectoplasm?
Yeah, it's like ectoplasmic residue seems to be trailing as she moves as though she has her other half of the body there. But you just see half of her in spectral form as she steps to the side of your bed and looks down at you.
I imagine if I can take one small liberty and tell me if this is not realistic, but I think it's almost in that dreamlike way where you want to scream but nothing comes out. Like it's just like that. Like Rosie is shocked and terrified and like can't scream.
She looks down at you and she says, I was pretty sure you were going to make it. I hoped you would. You're strong.
The heart rate monitor is speeding up.
I wish I could say that you get that from me. But I think that's all you. Your strength. You're going to need it. This... She kind of looks around the room. Situation. There's a road bump. A speed bump in the road that you're traveling on. You still got a lot of work to do. You've got a lot more challenges facing you and your friends.
Worse than dying?
Maybe. But you're not dead, so you don't need to worry about that. Look at me. And I imagine, Laz, are you in the room or would you have gone elsewhere?
I think he wants to be in the room, but I don't think that he is because it seems to make Rosie uncomfortable.
So she looks kind of in the direction of the closed door to the room. Your boyfriend?
I don't have a boyfriend.
Interesting. A small price to pay, I guess. Well, you still have your other friends. You remember them, don't you?
Rosie just nods.
You've all got a part to play in this. And you're going to need each other. Know this. You may think I'm your enemy. And at times our goals have been opposed. But I'm not the one who did this to you. She kind of looks around, just at the room in general. Do you realize where you are?
The hospital.
Did your friends not tell you?
To be honest, we didn't have a ton of... And I think Rosie is still, like, there's this just perpetual dryness in her throat.
You
Just
are...
like, didn't come up.
You're in the medical wing of the Nexus Laboratories.
Fuck me. And I think that, like, you kind of, like Rosie does, like, it's realized that it's dark and, like, her friends might be, like, sleeping or who knows. And so she's, like, kind of, like, keeps it down.
Oh. I don't think even your friends know this. You're not just in the Nexus Laboratories. This isn't Just another iteration. You are in Nexus Prime. This is the Nexus Laboratories. Outside of the iterations. The real Nexus Laboratories.
So, if we like go outside of this place, where would we be?
Paradise, Michigan. The real Paradise, Michigan. I'd be surprised if they let that happen, though. Be surprised if he lets that happen.
Who?
That I can't tell you. Not that I don't want to tell you. And her spectral hand reaches out, almost like she wants to stroke your hair, but also you see it sort of pass through the railing at the edge of the bed, emphasizing her incorporealness.
I think Rosie, like, typically she would pull away or swat the hand or something. She's just so low energy right now. She just kind of like, yeah, like stays still.
When you wake up in the morning, you should feel better. Whatever you and your friends decide to do, if you can, come find me before you leave. The real me. I'm in the same containment room that you saw me in one of the iterations. Make sure if some of them don't want to come, bring the Kubrick boy. I need to talk to him.
Okay.
Now, I need you to rest, my darling daughter. You feel yourself getting very sleepy. And as your eyes grow heavy, you see this spectral half-formed woman lean down.
God damn it. God damn you, Jeremy.
you see your half mom
God damn you, Maul. God damn you, Maul.
bends down and with half
Craig is laughing from beyond the placeholder.
with half of her only half of her there. Though you don't feel anything. She makes the motion to kiss your forehead. That is where we are going to end tonight's session.
Oh, Craig, thank you. Hey, R.I.P. TJ again. Thank you.
So,
thank you.
Craig will be the first to tell you, I'm sure. Even as early as a couple hours before the session, Craig was texting me because we talked about some of the stuff, but I kept telling him, I'm not going to tell you that. I'm not going to tell you that. And then he asked me something today. I happened to be at Walmart doing some shopping, and I get a text. And I said, at this point, I'm not telling you anything. Just go with the vibe, guy.
Yeah.
And yes, I said in the side chat, it was Zach and I, because I couldn't confer with Craig. It was Zach and I that came up with the very devious second challenge. And had TJ believed Jessica and agreed to sacrifice everything, TJ would have forgotten Jessica.
Well, you tell your son that he better sleep with one eye open, because this is bullshit.
As a DM, I recognize how evil that was.
That
but also, There's
I
a small
felt
part
sad.
of me that took pleasure in the fact that I think I saw at least 3 of you wiping tears.
I cried
Oh,
when
yeah.
fucking Chad sang, and I cried a
You
little
couldn't
bit,
see it. I was crying.
and I
I'm
cried
glad-
a little bit with the fucking.
I couldn't have asked for a better setup with you choosing the memory of the dance with Laz.
Oh god!
Knowing what was coming, I
Yeah.
could not have. Oh my gosh, I couldn't have
I
planned that
figured-
better.
It's like
Yeah,
like
I
my
figured
feet
that
wouldn't
was
hurt
what
anymore.
informed that choice.
I
No,
thought so too.
no, the choice. So the choice had been made already. I've known it since last week. I've known it for weeks that this was
There will be
a
you said There
potential.
will be a consequence. I thought maybe you'd forget.
And yeah, so having that happen, and then I wanted to describe that scene exactly how I did, which was you looking around the room and seeing each person and then getting to Laz and describing him as just this handsome boy you've never seen before in your life.
Oh my god!
And
I like that there's still like a
Gut-wrenching.
little bit like she has a little bit of a crush on him, but like now she's totally creeped out.
well, thank you all for rolling with this. I will tell you, Carrie, when you rolled your 3 dice, you were barely halfway to the DC you needed.
Yeah, no, fucking no. I needed
So-
at least one explosion, and I didn't get it.
So
I rolled
here's-
like dog shit.
Here's how the DCs worked. I ran a bunch of numbers using the system and came up with a base DC of 26 for each of you. The first challenge had a plus or minus 2. The second challenge was plus or minus 4, and the third was plus or minus 8. So it was an exponential increase or decrease. Carrie, you went from 26 to 28, then down to 24, then down to 16 as a final DC. Craig went from 26 to 28 to 32, and then down to 24. And one thing that Craig and I did talk about, because he wouldn't stop asking me about it, was if he could give you power tokens or dice or anything, and decided that while you were rolling your challenge, Craig would roll dice too.
That was
And having all of you roll, it was absurd in any situation to just give the total 41, but it felt fair to take what you all rolled and use the average of that to supplement. So with the average, before Craig gave you the dice rolls, the 7 that you earned from their average, you hit the DC dead on.
wow.
And then it was just that extra boost. But something that... Oh, Craig, there's one other thing we have to do.
Ah.
Craig, I need you, before we end the session, or end completely, I need you to roll a D100.
Oh God. Well, you should recognize this number because we graduated that year.
91. Now, do you guys want me to use the green dice with brass numbers that Carrie got me, or do you want me to roll
No.
on screen?
Screen.
It's Craig's fate,
Always on screen.
Yeah,
so I will roll a D100.
Feels fair to have Craig make the call.
And I will tell you all that the only way anything happens is if I roll exactly what Craig rolled.
Well, that's a little ways away.
So
It's a little.
now that is determined, I will tell you that one thing you know for certain is that at least that portion on this world, in Paradise, Michigan, and in the Nexus Project, the Jealous Mirror is definitively destroyed, and the mirror world collapsed.
Wow.
Which means TJ has truly sacrificed himself
gone.
to save you.
He's gone for good. Good. Oh.
There was a
God.
1% chance that TJ could possibly be out there somewhere. And so I told Craig that there was going to be, I would have him roll a D100. So thank you for your second guest appearance. That's a series wrap on Craig.
Thank you, Craig. Behind the
Fantastic
scenes.
job, Craig.
Hey,
Thank
Jake,
you.
Just for the outro, you might want to get that schmutz out of your beard. There we go.
Thank you, as always, to everybody. Tamiko resubscribing for 81 months. And Carrie dropping the 500 bits. You only burned one domain pop, and it was for pizza and sodas. Well worth it.
That's awesome, bro.
Yeah, thank you for that. Thank you for people hanging out in the chat. And of course, just the biggest thank you to all of you players. I know I say it every week, but this arc has been an interesting one. When Rosie sacrificed herself to save Jessica, we could have called it there. And in a lot of games, that would have been it. But you guys are dealing with paranormal and all this other kind of stuff. It felt right to have Rosie end up in this sort of limbo state and then try to figure out what is that going to look like to get her out of there. And knowing that there was a very real chance that she might not have made it. I know you guys were going to spend every pop you could to try to make sure that didn't happen. But just like with D&D and other role-playing games, I believe that the final choice always, regardless of the rituals and the dice spent and everything else, the ultimate choice comes down to that player. So you could have done everything right, and Carrie could have still decided, you know what, I think it's best if Rosie doesn't come back. I don't think she would have, but
I'm so attached. I like to think that I'd be noble and be like, no, it's for the story, but that bullshit. I fucking love Rosie.
But
I can't do that.
I wanted this to also feel impactful, almost as impactful as the death is. You've been on the other side. You've been closer to death than anybody else here, and you've paid a price that you don't fully even understand, but everybody else is starting to. So this is something that's going to impact your characters. Obviously, Rosie and Laz, probably almost more than Rosie. I think this affects Laz in a great way. So I wanted to throw that out there as an RP challenge for you guys as you continue to figure out what your place in this world is, this bizarro world. So we've still got a lot of gameplay ahead of us. Season 3 still has quite a bit of stuff to do. And we've got a few weeks yet, a few sessions in us before we hit our winter break, which I don't think is going to be a series finale unless you guys pull something like Chad did last season and you decide to time warp somewhere.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah.
Who knows? But yeah, huge thank you to each and every one of you for everything you brought to this and continue to bring to this. Thank you, Chad, Tamiko, Carrie, Ted, Jeremy, and Craig. And though
thank you.
they weren't with us
to Craig.
tonight, they were with us in spirit, without whom this would just be me talking to myself for a couple hours. With that, we're going to end the stream the same way we end every stream. You can say it with me if you want.
Metadad.
It's Vigo.